Hey, it's Les from the TV Dudes. This week, I'm thrilled to chat with actress Avery Konrad. Avery can currently be seen starring in Epix sci-fi horror series From. The series unravels the mystery of a nightmarish town in Middle America that traps all those who enter. Konrad shines as Sara Myers, a wild card among the town's residents. From airs Sundays on Epix. We talk about the mystery and horror of the show, how she got into acting growing up in Vancouver, how her dance background impacts her performances, and much more. Avery's wonderful to chat with, and I hope you enjoy.
Hi.
Thank you so much for making time today. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for talking with me.
So, From has been, it shouldn't have been a surprise. I love so much of the writing talent behind the scenes on it, but it's been one of the best surprises, I think, of the year so far for me, and absolutely one of the shows I look forward to each week. I don't feel like a lot of shows in the age of bingeable television really keep me going, even if they are released week to week, where I'm like, you know what? I'm glad you didn't give me more of that. I kind of need to chew on this for a minute. And so it's just been wonderful getting to watch it. And I'm always curious how often you might get to see a finished product before it actually airs. Are you watching From as it airs with you in it, or do you not watch your own projects? Are you getting to watch the show along with the rest of us?
Yeah, I am getting to watch the show along with everybody. Excuse me, which is really cool. I actually saw the first few episodes after everybody else because I didn't have time, unfortunately, to watch it. I was working on another project, so I was kind of just like busy bouncing around. So to be able to watch it after everybody else was super interesting and actually kind of really cool just to see everyone's reactions and stuff like that, even from the other cast and hearing feedback from them. To kind of absorb what they were saying before I delve into it was cool. But yeah, I'm following along. I think I'm at the same place as you guys right now. I may have a few episodes ahead just because we get them sent to us as they're editing and things like that. But I think I just finished episode 6.
Yeah, I think we might be at the same spot then. But you have to promise not to spoil the show for me. I know things can be, I think Marvel films have fake trailers just to throw people off. I mean, things can get so secretive now with people trying to find out about shows and trying to keep things under wraps for twists. When you were auditioning, did you have any idea what the tone of the show would be, or were the sides strange? What was the audition process like?
I think I had a pretty clear tone of what the tone was going to be of the show. I did not have the script. I don't think it was quite a while ago, but the what I had to work with was in episode 1, the scene where I'm in the clinic and I do a little thing with a screwdriver. That was one of the audition scenes, as well as there's a scene in episode 2 where I'm sitting on the bed talking to Nathan. That scene was included, as well as one that they kind of rewrote and reconstructed to fit into the scene in episode 2 where I'm coming out of the bathroom. That scene was very different originally. But yeah, so I kind of had that to work with, and because there's so much in that monologue that she talks about in episode 2, just kind of connecting the dots and creating what I thought was going on internally with her in the beginning of the process is kind of what I had to work with before I met with Jack, and they kind of filled me in on questions and that sort of thing. But as we were going along, I was learning as we were getting scripts. So John Griffin, the creator and writer, would come up to me, every once in a while and kind of would give me a tidbit on like why this is happening, or something to maybe help me drop into the scene, that would make things more specific to the situation. But I was kind of guessing along with all of you guys as well as we were shooting. But I definitely had enough information to get to, make it make sense and that kind of thing.
Well, and I feel like that would almost lean into it or help it along. Sara, as a character, and everybody in the town has such low information. I mean, they don't know what's going on. It's not like the show knows and is keeping it secret from me, the viewer. Everybody in the town has just barely pieced it together, just some fragments here and there. And so I feel like you really play it beautifully, of this person who's caught between, unconfirmable info and bad choices and just trying to do something. And it's just been absolutely wonderful to watch, and not to spoil it for anybody who's not fully caught up, but I'm so glad that you're still on the show. At least at this point.
Thank you. Thanks.
I had a moment of like, no. When it comes to doing something that's kind of a spooky show, I always wonder how much the set plays into that. I mean, you watch a behind the scenes on a Guillermo del Toro movie or something, and the sets just look absolutely terrifying. And so when I'm spooked out by this town at home that seems to be cobbled together from all this weirdness, what was it like actually being on set in costume? Did it help it feel immersive, or were you able to take breaks from the spookiness sometimes?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like being costume and, the costume designer is so talented. I feel always whenever you step into the character's outfits, it's always so helpful in, helping you ground yourself in that world a little bit. But as well as the talented costume designer, I mean, the set design is absolutely insane. They built the colony house and the town from scratch. Like none of that was there before. So all of the houses you see are, they're not hollow on the inside. Like they're all, there was all set deck on the inside, as well as, the bar on the town, which was really cool. Like, so that helped as well, because when you walk into these houses or these places, it's all there. It's all very real, as well as the diner. Everything was there. The only thing that was hollow on the inside was the colony house. The inside of the colony house was built on a soundstage, but the whole outside of it and the whole mansion was there, and we could look at it as we were shooting. It was really unreal and because it was so realistic and so beautifully done, it just it didn't take you much to kind of put yourself there, because you could see it and feel it and touch it.
That's amazing.
Which is a testament to how dedicated everybody was on that team. And yeah, it was just really cool, and I'm really grateful. I mean, the set, the background of my phone is the picture of the diner, because I'm just I'm still in awe of how real it all felt.
Yeah, I had really wondered watching it how much was built, because each building has such a distinctive feel, and yet there's so many shots that put them all side by side, and it's just gorgeous. The show's just really wonderful. When you were, first getting bit by the acting bug at Vancouver Film and doing monologues and stuff, did you ever think that this would be where you'd end up? That I honestly had no idea how television worked when I was younger, and I don't know what I thought it was going to be, but having seen a set now, it definitely wasn't like that. Was it kind of wild going from, hey, I think I'd like to act, to really the professional career of it?
I think because it was so gradual, it didn't really hit me until kind of From came out, because this is the biggest thing I've ever done, and to have people, invested in it is a really special thing to me, for sure, because, everyone there, as I was saying, from set deck to obviously creator and directors and cast, we all really truly poured our heart and soul into from. And so that's been a really kind of cool experience to see, little me. And if I could go back and say, hey, you're part of this really, really cool project that you love with these amazing people, I think that she would be very proud.
I know you have a background in dance as well, and I'm always fascinated how often I feel like that ties into acting as a performance or as a creative performance. And I always wonder if there's something to learning to dance, learning your body, and then being able to bring that to acting. Because so many actors that I like seem to have this background in dance and understanding of how their bodies feel in space, and I really feel like it must lend something to the performance. When you were learning to dance and falling in love with that, and then falling in love with acting, do they feel connected to you?
They definitely feel connected. I mean, dancing and acting is just a way of expression, very different ways, obviously, because you're reading off somebody else's words, but even if you're dancing somebody else's choreography or reading somebody else's, writing, you're always bringing yourself to that piece of whatever it is. And those things definitely go hand in hand, as well as, physicality. If you're working with stunts, you're going to understand how to maneuver yourself in that sort of situation, just because you have years of training of, moving your body in a certain way and understanding how it works, which gives you an advantage. And it's easier for the stunt coordinator to work with you as well. And they know that you're going to be safe because you have this awareness of your body. I think it helps in so many different areas. And it's always been very helpful, just because I am so aware of my body and how it works, and I have all that training, which I'm very grateful for. And as well as kind of acting also lends obviously to dancing as well, because you are telling a story when you're dancing. And it's funny because I found taking class, if I'm dancing, I kind of think about it as memorizing a scene in the same sort of way. So those two things always lend to each other, which I thought was really a cool thing, because one day I was like, hey, this kind of feels like what it feels like when I'm memorizing a scene, even though I'm doing it with my body. Moving is always very, very helpful to me. I have to be moving when I'm, learning a scene or working through that kind of thing.
That's really cool. I know you've also taught dance as well. I always find literally anything that I've ever learned to do, I may have thought I had it down, but I always felt like I learned it in a much deeper, more lasting way when I showed it to someone else. It was like it would always reveal either something new to me about how I thought about it, or some hole in my knowledge that I would realize because of some question they asked that I just never considered. Have you found that to be true in teaching dance?
That's a really great question. I teach younger kids, which I love so much, because they're just so, I love how they're so authentically themselves, and they're just like this, they're just like so full of love, which I love, and they want to work hard. And with that being said, I think I've kind of learned I don't treat my students, even if they're six, like they're six. I treat them as if, they're I'm not a grown adult, but I don't ever want to talk down to them. And I have found that they have responded to that very well. I also hold them to a certain standard, which I think is important. And I never want to instill in them like that this is something they have to do, but I want to instill in them that working hard and showing up for your team, and this is something that you have decided to commit to, and that's what we're going to do today. We're going to show up, and we're going to commit, and we're going to work hard because this was your decision. And I think that those were things that I learned as well when I was dancing, and, you know, showing up for your team is always so important. And I hope that those are things that they can carry with them throughout their lives, no matter what area they decide to do as a career. I know that every day my dance training and, you know, even being punctual to show up on time is something that I'm always grateful for every day, because that was instilled in me when I was pretty young.
Yeah, I think that's why, regardless of whether it is dance or acting lessons or piano or whatever, that we've all ended up in some classes like that as a kid, because more than the individual skill, I think we were learning that value of work, or that value of practice, or that, you know, sure, people are talented, but there's also skill that you can hone and polish.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, it's always, you have to put the work in, and and also just giving them confidence as well. If, you know, they're feeling down, I always reassure them that they're exactly where they need to be. And if I didn't think so, I wouldn't tell them. But yeah, I always want to be firm, but always very, I want to encourage them and, you know, help them grow, not just as dancers, but as people as well.
In terms of mentorship in acting, have you found that to be a good set experience on From, kind of as you're transitioning into, like you said, this big kind of first phase of your professional career?
Sorry, do you mean like a mentoring from my perspective or from other people?
Well, a little bit from both, but I was wondering if you had anybody on set on From that particularly you felt upped your game, and is that something that you're getting to carry forward as an actor now to a younger generation?
Right. Yeah, another great question. I mean, I was just talking about this yesterday. I love finding inspiration from anybody. To me, it doesn't matter, you know, it could be your first project or it could be your 100th project. You could be 9, and I could, you know, like, even working with Simon was very inspiring to me, and his work ethic at such a young age. I mean, he was so young when we started From. But as far as that question goes, I think we all found that in each other in different ways, which I think what makes this cast so special and well-rounded is because we really did work together as a team, and we leaned on each other, and we asked each other questions when we didn't know what was going on. No one was ever working alone. We all worked cohesively together to kind of, you know, map things out as we needed to. So as far as mentorship goes, I found that in everybody, down from, you know, Simon all the way to Harold, which is a really special experience that I don't know if you come across very often, but I can fully say that, yeah, we were all very supportive and had a great experience working together.
That's wonderful. I feel like that comes across in the ensemble of the show. Harold Pirno, he'll always be Mercutio to me from Baz Luhrmann's Romeo and Juliet. I've worked as an actor for
definitely
half of my life now, I think. Thank you so much for talking to me about all of this today. I know later on this year you've got Honor Society coming out on Paramount Plus. Folks can go watch you in From every Sunday right now, which it is the rare thing in 2022 that makes me pick up an entirely new streaming service. And I would encourage everybody to go get Epix and watch From if you've not. Hopefully I haven't spoiled this if you've listened to this interview without watching the show. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you so much for talking with me, and thank you for watching the show, and I'm so happy that you're enjoying it.
Yeah, I'm loving it. It's one of the few things that I'm like, ooh, do I get another From episode? Let's do this. So I'm sure
what we like to hear.
I'm sure everything will be explained here shortly, so you know we'll clear it all up. Thank you so much.
Yeah, if you continue to watch. Yeah, so you two have a great day.
TV Dudes is an independently run podcast out of Austin, Texas. We are exclusively listener supported. If you'd like to help us out, go to patreon.com/tvdudes.
You can also find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at TV Dudes. All the music for our show is done by our friend and original TV Dude Gregory J. Amani Smith.
To find out more about us, go to thetvdudes.com. I'm Randy Lander.
I'm Les Weiler.
And I'm Kyle Scott.
Thanks for listening.